So we are just bringing in the suckler cows and calves. That's Retty. We're going to take him away and put him in a field with 4 or 5 steers on his own. All of these lot, I think it's 70 in total, we're going to worm them for lungworm, and then we're going to move them onto pastures new on the clover off there, and then we can spray all this off, rip it up and drill it with grass in the next week or 2. There's Retty on a little holiday, recovering, bit of R&R after a season of shagging. He's got five Hereford steers to keep him company, and next door's bloody 20 or so Anguses. So today's exercise is dig down and try and find our water pipe. That pole there I think is our water, and that pole there is mains. So we'll dig on that one first and try and find it. Guy will be in his element because he absolutely loves digging holes pointlessly. A lot of people would say, why don't you get a digger? Well, that would be a lot easier, but it also costs money. So these are our weapons of choice. Oh, Guy's got 2 more there. So we've dug down a good, I don't know, 1.6 metres. I'll jump in. Belly button height. And then we both got fed up at digging holes, right? So I thought to myself, when we put all this water pipe in, we couldn't have been that stupid not to plumb in one water throw in the line. So we got fed up with that hole and we went and had a look. Now, a lot of people would say, why didn't you test this first? Because I was wearing shorts at the time and it was all overgrown. But yeah, true to my cunning thinking, we had plumbed in one trough at the time. So now we're just teeing to that, fill that hole in, run a pipe to there, job's a good one. Yeah, there you go. It's about belly button high. Guy's about 6 foot. He's 5'11", but he tells everyone he's 6 foot because girls are more impressed. That's the hole filled in. Moving a few cows across the road. The water trough's all installed. Betty's just come over to inspect. I've just chucked a little bit of magnesium in there because I'm thinking we've had no rain for ages, the grass has not been growing, and all of a sudden it's poured and it's starting to shoot up. So I think a little bit of magnesium for the cows probably won't go amiss. It's quite nice. We've not had cattle on this side of the farm the entire time we've been farming, so that's sort of 7 years now. And they're finally over here. So they'll be out here for about a month, maybe a little bit longer. End of October, early November, we'll get them out and bring them into the sheds. Get them ready for calving in the spring. Oh, we've got one little water buffalo calf. You can see why dairies have big, deep water troughs. These cows have necked that. I'll have to go get another trough. No calf opting on the action. This is all red clover that they're grazing out along here, and then right up there is that GS4, which actually, because we mowed it and silaged it with the bales, there's not a lot of clover that's flowering up there. Problem with grazing red clover is it will make cattle bloat, so what we're going to have to be careful of is bloating, and we're just going to have to check the cows as we do every day. But if they start swelling up, we're going to have to put a wire fence, electric, all the way along the top here and just strip graze it, so graze it back in sections as we go back through the field, and then what we can do is just extend this water trough all the way back so they're not having to come back onto what they've already grazed to get water. So that's what we might have to do if they start showing signs of bloat. I have put some ring feeders up there with some hay in just to try and fill them out a bit so they don't gorge themselves on the clover, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be all right. That is a beast. $250 horses, 750 TTV. They're just clearing up a tree. What remains of the tree. Chuffing trunk there, that's too big to actually get out the tailgate of the trailer. Guy's just chucking the last bit in. daily helper, feed the pigs. All the apples kindly donated from people in their gardens, bagged up and delivered off, or dropped off to the farm. These little blighters, the battery died on the electric fence we have running around. There you go. Kick that back so I don't get electrocuted getting over. So they decided to free roam yesterday. Well, all under the trailer. Looks like they've rolled the tree over. How on earth they've rolled the tree over? Or did Guy do that with a loader? I don't know. Anyway. Out. Chaps, out the way. Out the way. So this weekend's project is to put an electric fence on the inside of these posts down here, and then fence off a 2 metre strip on the footpath, and then the pigs will free roam this. I'm going to try and get some more piglets as well, and they can rip all this up for the rest of the winter. This cow and calf are going to come in the shed, the same shed you saw the Limousin cow calved down that in last week's video, or yesterday's video, depending on when you watch this. They're going to come in the shed, and then we can separate the mum off, wean the calf off, send the mum to slaughter, and the calf can go in with some other of the young stock that are in the sheds. And then the cow and calf in the shed are going to go out with the rest of the cows. So for anyone that doesn't know, new to the channel, I've probably explained it before, Johne's is a disease which cows can get. You blood test for it, or you can test for milk if you're a dairy, but for us, we just blood test once a year when we PD everything. And it can go years and years and years without actually showing up in the blood test, which is the most annoying thing about it. So you just screen every year and monitor from them. I think with dairy cows, you do it in quarters. Obviously, with a suckler herd, to take a blood test, it's quite a lot of faffing around and quite expensive. So just do it once a year and that's done. But what it does is it attacks the nervous system of the cow, causes extreme weight loss through diarrhea, and but that only is triggered by stress. So a cow can have Johne's like that one, be absolutely fine. It calved fine. It's been out for 5-6 months, absolutely fine. It's not got any diarrhea, nothing like that. And it's gone to market pre us finding out it had Johne's. It went to market, which is stressful. Travelled on a lorry there and back, which is stressful, and had a new home, which is stressful. So there's like 5 triggers that should have triggered the Johne's, and therefore, you know, diarrhea, extreme weight loss, up until the point they die. There's no cure for it. So none of that's happened, touch wood. So we're not putting her back in bull, in calf. We're just gonna count our lucky chickens. You know, we haven't had to have a shot yet, and we're just gonna sort of do it ourselves by sending her to slaughter and catching her in. It's a bit sad, but you know, what can you do? What we don't want to do is we have, you know, 110 cows that will be calving into spring. What we don't want to do is get them into them, because then suddenly you start thinking about losing a huge amount of money if you start culling out those guys or girls. So for anyone wondering how we castrate a calf, you get a set of these which open up, and a little ring. These are the same rings you use for lamb's tails. If anyone's ever lambed sheep, you put it on the tail when the lamb's born, and it cuts the circulation off to dock the tail.
So you've got to milk the down, have the fucking bollocks, and I get kicked in the head.
Oh, you get kicked in the hand.
And you got one.
It's a bit dark in there, but the band sits right up above the sack. There she is, proud mum. Stood up there out the grass now. Here's a calf. Bonny little calf. And they're like butter wouldn't melt, look. Ear tags haven't arrived in the post yet, so we have 21 days to ear tag him. But he will be ear tagged hopefully Monday night, Tuesday. So for anyone doubting whether I'm an idiot or not, I got out, dropped all the pressure in the loader to open the gate, and forgot to undo the pipes on the grab. They stuck on there, broke the bloody pipes.
2 new ends, fantastic.
Stuff like that is so blooming annoying because there's just no need for it. You know, you get nowhere from rushing, except no one ever. I'm really annoyed myself because yeah, that's going to be 50, 100 quid, God knows, whatever it is. But it's just money down the drain that didn't need to be spent just from rushing. So no better off, but I'm worse off from rushing. Pisses me right off.